pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. Thank you, Kershaw. This is a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Muncy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
The Dodgers have won the pennant. They beat the Mets in the NLCS Game 6. They're going to face the Yankees in the Fall Classic, and we're breaking it all down here on the #1 Dodgers postgame show, the Dodgers Nation postgame show.
Another payoff. Benny got him with a slider. Clayton Kershaw. It's Teoscar Hernandez. Mookie masked. It's a grand slam. 83 still stuck and game ender.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show after the Dodgers beat the New York Mets in Game 6 to advance to the World Series. It was the first time since 1988 that the Dodgers have clinched at home to advance in front of 50,000-plus Dodgers fans. It was a great game from this Dodgers bullpen that continued to find ways to get out of innings, continue to find ways to execute pitches when they needed to. It wasn't always smooth. It wasn't always clean, but they managed to get this one done. We're going to break it all down pitch for pitch, inning for inning, but you look at the final score, 10-5, and you look at what this Dodgers bullpen was able to do in this one, their ability to limit that Mets offense that was continuing to grind, continuing to stay in this one. They held that Mets lineup to 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They stranded 13 runners on the night, and give credit to this Dodgers offense as well, because this Dodgers offense, they put up a 10 spot. They come through in a big way, and they set a new National League Championship Series record with 46 runs tonight at Dodger Stadium. Tommy Edman was incredible. He got the Dodgers on the board. 2 big hits for Tommy Edman. Had the double, had the big home run. Will Smith left the yard. Teoscar Hernandez comes through in a big way. Mookie Betts. I mean, it was a team victory, an organizational victory. When you look at their ability to go out there in this one with a depleted starting rotation, you pretty much won the NLCS with 1.5 starters, 2 starters, and you go out there and you use this bullpen the way you did. It was a masterclass by Dave Roberts. He pulled the right levers. He pushed the right buttons. Dave Roberts deserves an extension. I don't care what happens in the Yankees series. I still feel good about them winning that series. Bring on the Yankees. But you look at how they were able to get it done tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 relievers combined tonight. You also had Ben Kasperius, Anthony Banda, Ryan Brazier, Evan Phillips, Daniel Hudson, Blake Trinan, Michael Kopech got the ball to start things off. It wasn't always pretty. There was a point at this game where Ben Kasperius was the best Dodgers reliever in this one. Ryan Brazier had some trouble. He gave up a home run. Evan Phillips had some trouble. Michael Kopech, he certainly had some trouble. Through 25 pitches, just 12 for strikes in that first inning, but they got the job done. This team knows how to win. This team, they know how to play off each other and give them all the credit in the world. It started with getting to Sean Manaea the way they did. That was a major, major difference in this one. The big difference in Game 2 versus Game 6, well, Sean Manaea, he ends up going just 2 innings. He's only able to get 3 outs. The Dodgers weren't chasing. In the Game 2 loss, they had chased 30% of the time at pitches out of the zone. Well, what they did in tonight, they chased Sean Manaea early on. He gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, had just 2 strikeouts. The Dodgers working counts. The Dodgers making him throw pitches. pitches in the zone, and they were taking full advantage. We're going to break it all down here on the #1 Dodgers post-game show on the internet. My name is Doug McKain, credential member of Dodgers Media. If you haven't yet, be sure to follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. And definitely smash that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. The dream matchup is happening for the first time since 1981, the 12th time in Major League history. The Dodgers will face the Yankees in the Fall Classic. You got superstars galore. You've got Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, Tommy Edman, my cleanup hitter Tommy Edman going up against the Bronx Bombers and Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. You have all these stars, Juan Soto. I mean, just imagine what that's going to do for baseball. It was a great day yesterday for the Yankees. It was a great day for the Dodgers today, but it's an even greater weekend for the sport of baseball. Getting these superstars on a big stage, two major markets, the two marquee franchises in the sport will take over the Fall Classic, and it's going to be epic. But let me know down below in the comments section, where are you representing Dodgers Nation from today? Give me one word to describe this team, because this team is a special group. And I think one of the big takeaways today was, yeah, you know the superstars are going to be superstars, and we know they're going to show up at some point. Today, Shohei Ohtani goes 2 for 4 with the walk. Mookie Betts goes 1 for 4 with the walk. Gets the big double there late in the game to tack on runs. But it's about who outside of the superstars, who outside of those guys is going to step up in a big way. That's the difference between teams with great players that have early exits versus teams that have great players that go on extended runs, that are able to advance to the World Series. The Dodgers had that tonight. Two guys that were struggling in Teoscar Hernandez. Teo was over 18 heading into tonight's action. He goes 2 for 4. He has an RBI. Will Smith, he had been struggling all postseason long. He moves down the order, and then he comes up. Will Smith was 5 for 35 in his first 10 playoff games this October. Tonight, Will Smith, he is legend. The Clutch Prince goes 1 for 3, hit a big 2-run home run. So we're going to break it all down. But, I mean, Tommy Edman, Tommy freaking Edman, Tommy Tanks. Think about this. Just consider this. Tommy Edman hadn't even played at the big league level this season when the Dodgers traded for him. Tommy Edman was still in a rehab assignment. He had missed most of the season. He had surgery in the offseason for his wrist. And the Dodgers said, you know what? We need Tommy Edman. We need Tommy Edman. We need to make a trade for Tommy Edman. And what they do, they traded Miguel Vargas. They traded Alexander Albertas. They traded Jarrell Perez, 2 infield prospects, plus Miguel Vargas, not only for Tommy Edman, but for Michael Kopech, who has been one of the most dominant relievers in Major League Baseball since that trade. And not only has Tommy Edman gone out there and played a pivotal role as far as providing depth, he steps in for Miguel Rojas and plays that role at shortstop at a very high level. He's a seamless transition there. Not only that, offensively, Tommy Edman was everything you could have ever expected and more. I mean, you had people out there, Tommy Edman, your cleanup hitter? Are you serious? Tommy Edman? Tommy Edman just won the NLCS MVP. Tommy Edman won the NLCS MVP on a team with Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. Kike Hernandez had big moments earlier in this series and throughout. Max Muncy set a new record for 12 times reaching base consecutively, and it was Tommy Edman who comes through. He led the team with hits this postseason. He was absolutely fantastic. During the NLCS, Tommy Edman hit .407. He went 11 for 27, hit a home run and 11 RBIs, and the big reason why he won, the reason why he's taking home that hardware is tonight when the Dodgers needed someone to step up big and give this bullpen some run support. He gets all the credit in the world for getting those 4 runs on the board early. 2 RBIs tonight in that Game 6 clincher. He was the steal of all steals for the Dodgers at the trade deadline. The fact that he hadn't even played in a big league game. You go trade for him. He's still on a rehab assignment, and he comes back. Not only is he pivotal, not only does he have a big impact, he played a premium position in center field, and then he goes to shortstop. Then he wins the NLCS MVP. You can't make this stuff up. It's perfect that this team plays in Hollywood because that is a script that's made for Hollywood. Tommy Tanks wins the NLCS MVP. But let me know where you're representing Dodgers Nation from today. Here's your one word to describe this team. Incredible from Paul Gutierrez. We got clutch from Rosa Mosa. We've got dogs from Daniel Clark. Yeah, all these guys are dogs. All these guys out there, from the bullpen dogs, from the dogs at the plate, all these guys are getting one collective Dodger dog of the game.
Dodger dog of the game.
They are the Dodgers dog of the game. We got Resilient from Daniel De Leon. We got Go Tawnywood from N-Rocks. Los Angeles Dodgers. We got Will Smith. We got Canada in the house. We got Daniel Clark from Hollywood. Yeah, we got a lot of people. Yankees. Want to talk about that series? Let's celebrate tonight. We'll have all week long to talk about the Yankees. Let's celebrate and break down this win and this series. We got What Up D-Mac. So pumped for what's to come. We are winning it all. So ready to continue to prove all those experts wrong. Representing Arizona. Yeah, comment WDGAF down below in the comment section. Celebrate this win with the best-selling T-shirt in Dodgerland. That is the Kike Hernandez WDGAF. We don't give a you-know-what shirt. We don't give a you-know-what shirt. Of course, that was his quote to Ken Rosenthal after the Dodgers beat the Padres in the NLDS. And this is the mindset for this team. This is the mantra for this team, the WDGAF. You got the goggles, you got the belt bump, because look, just like in 1988 when they said this effing team, this is the mantra. This is the mindset, because they don't give a F. They're just out there loose playing baseball. How many times have we seen this team really struggle with runners in scoring position, struggle to come up with the big hit? This team has been clutch all postseason long, and tonight was another example of that. And the truth about this win tonight, is one thing that was different about tonight, and go to gearup.la, by the way, to get the WDJF T-shirt, all colors. You got black, you got navy, you got dark blue, you got light blue, you got Dodger blue, you got charcoal. Definitely go get geared up. These are moving fast, so definitely go pick one up today. All true blue Dodgers fans will know exactly what's going on, and definitely go pick that up.
Are we live? We're live. The fact that we don't give a all right, thank you, TK. Yep. Congratulations. Thank you again.
And without that moment, what do we have, right? I mean, you got that moment that led to the NLCS win. I got people out there in the comment section asking for a shoey. Guys, I can't do a shoey tonight. I mean, is it that big of a deal going to the World Series? Is it that big of a deal clinching at home for the first time since 1988? Hell yeah, it's a big deal. Hell yeah, we're getting the Shohei Ohtani cranked up. Let's party. The official after party here. Tastes even better. I got one more shoey to do after the Dodgers get 4 wins in the World Series. So just an incredible win. And kind of things we're going to start breaking down in this one is this was a comeback victory. This was a comeback victory for the Dodgers tonight. The Mets, they were able to get a run in the first inning off Michael Kopech, who just did not have the command that you would have expected from him when you looked at the efficiency in his first appearance during this NLCS. But when he struggles, the command tends to be an issue. You know, there was nerves. You know that he was feeling a little bit of pressure, and there were a couple situations there. Excuse me. There was a couple situations there where Will Smith, I mean, he did a great job preventing wild pitches. He did have one, but one that he did have to save a run. Top of the first inning, Michael Kopech walks Lindor on 4 pitches. He was squeezed on one of them. Then Lindor gets to second on a wild pitch. He gets Nimmo to ground to second. Lindor advances to third. Then the 2-1 to Vientos. He throws one that Will Smith gets to that almost went past him. Give Will Smith, no one's going to be talking about this, but Will Smith saved a run in the first inning. Imagine if it's 2-0 early on with a rocky bullpen. He saves that run right there. And then on the 3-2, he's able to strike out Vientos with a slider for the second out. Then next batter with the 2 outs of Pete Alonso at the plate. On the 0-2, he gets squeezed with the cutter on the outside corner. It gets called a ball. Then a few pitches later, Alonso hits a soft flare, 40.8 miles per hour. 40.8 miles per hour, soft contact off the bat, and it goes over Kopech towards second base. And the infield's back, so Chris Taylor has to charge in, and he tries to make a play on it, but he's unable to complete the throw. And fortunately, Lindor comes home to score to make it 1-0 Mets. So during that play, look, it was a bad angle. Chris Taylor has to go down and get that. And you're kind of thinking right there, wait a second, man, if Freddie Freeman's in the game, does he make that play? If Gavin Lux is at second, does he make that play? It was a tough play all around. And then with Alonso on second, he walks Winker. So you're in a situation where it could have gotten very ugly early on. And Michael Kopech, as your opener, that was a bold strategy by Dave Roberts. A very bold strategy considering that he has had issues as a starting pitcher. Remember, Michael Kopech is a former starting pitcher that has said that his wish list is to be a starter once again, and the reason why it didn't work out as a starter, well, guess what? Last year, he led the American League in walks. So many walks, decoys getting jealous last year, right? He led the American League in walks, and the command just was not there. 25 pitches, just 12 for strikes, but thankfully he was able to buckle down. He got Marte with runners on first and second at the plate. He gets Marte to fly out for the third out. So the Mets, they get a run on a hit and 2 walks there to take a 1-0 lead early on in the first inning. Then bottom of the first inning, Ohtani gets a leadoff single. Betts strikes out on a changeup on the outside corner for the first out. And then redemption, All-Star Hernandez, he brought the big stick tonight. He was really seeing the fastball a lot better, and he was putting better swings on Sean Manaea pitches tonight. A 1-0 count, Teo, he hits one off the wall in center, and it's first and third. So Teo thought it was gone. Teo thought that was going to be a 2-run shot, so he should have been at second base there. So a little blunder, a learning experience there. But still, you got runners in the corner. A great way to start with 1 out. And the next batter, Tommy Edman, the NLCS MVP, with runners on the corners, batting in the cleanup spot. Tommy Edman, you know he's going to come through. He hits a double to give the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. And just like that, the Dodgers are back in front.
Usually doesn't work out.
Edman goes out and gets it and yanks it into the left field corner. What a piece of 2-strike hitting from Tommy Edman. Hernandez heads for the plate and will score without a throw. Tommy Edman has given the Dodgers the lead, 2-1.
What an at-bat right there. 2 strikes, and he fell behind the count 0-2. He fouled off the third pitch. He took a sinker on the outside for the first ball, and he fouled off another pitch. It was the 6th pitch of the at-bat. He ripped that one to left, just got the bat out there and put a great swing on it, and that put the Dodgers back up 2-1. It can't be overstated. I cannot overemphasize this. The Dodgers, they have found a way to be able to take punches and instantly punch back. In the past, we could have already seen a tight Dodger team. We could already saw bat at-bats where they're expanding the zone. You see soft contacts and quick outs. These Dodgers are different. Those Dodgers are not here anymore that were put in those situations that weren't having success. These Dodgers say, okay, you want to hit us with a jab? We'll hit you with the right hook. And that's what we saw with Tommy Edman, Tommy Tanks, not hitting singles, getting extra base hits. Tommy Edman, you are my cleanup hitter. The Dodgers up 2-1. And then not only that, after that, sure, you didn't have the runs. They only scored 2 runs, but I want to give credit to Max Muncy, Kike Hernandez, Andy Pages. Kike drew an 8-pitch walk. He fouled off some really tough changeups, and that's what got the pitch count up on Sean Manaea. The Dodgers got 2 runs, and they forced Manaea to throw 34 pitches and just 21 strikes. So the Dodgers were not expanding. They weren't taking the bait on that sweeper. They weren't taking the bait on that sinker. Really nice job at the plate. And then who comes out in the second inning for the Dodgers? Is it Banda? Is it Evan Phillips? Is it Edgardo Henriquez? Who is it? It's Ben Casperius. Ben Casperius is someone who, if you had told him at the beginning of the season he'd be making his big league debut this year, he would have said, where do I sign up? That's a successful season. He's pitching in the clinching game in the NLCS. He's the second guy to get the ball in a 1-run game with the Dodgers up just 2-1. So Ben Casperius, he comes out there, he walks I mean, he walks Alvarez, the number 9 hitter. Then Francisco Lindor, he singled to right to give the Mets back-to-back 2-out base runners, and he just kind of leaves some four-seam fastballs over the plate. And then 1-1, he got Nimmo to pop to shortstop to work his way out of that little jam. I mean, he looked really good tonight, and they have something in Ben Casperius. And then he's back out there for the top of the 3rd inning. So that was a theme we saw tonight, too. Guys get 4 or 5 outs. Well, Ben Casperius, he comes back out there in the next inning, and you look at the top of the 3rd, he got Vientos to ground to short. He got Alonso in a situation where he grounded to short, and he basically just singled. So Alonso, he reached on that infield single to short, and that was it for Ben Casperius. So here's another example. Dave Roberts pushing the right button, pulling the right lever. Here's Dave Roberts out to give the ball to Anthony Banda, and this is where the October scaries started to creep in. This is where you're starting to really wonder if this was going to be one of those games where, oh no, we're looking at a Game 7, Walker Buehler, and maybe a depleted bullpen because of the lack of command early on from some of these Dodgers relievers. So Anthony Banda comes on with Pete Alonso at first. He walked Winker on 5 pitches. He does get Marte to pop to second, but then he hit Taylor with a pitch to give the Mets runners on first and second, and then you got McNeil on. So he hit Taylor by the pitch, and then Winker goes to second, Alonso to third. So that loaded the bases. So after the hits batter to Taylor and Winker goes to second, Alonso to third, you got the bases loaded. The bases loaded with 2 outs in a 2-1 game. You need to take advantage of your high leverage guys, and you got to give a lot of credit to Anthony Banda because, I mean, the pitch that he hit Taylor with to load the bases, it was a true back foot slider. He just missed the command on it, and it hits him. But a lot of guys, that would totally derail them. Anthony Banda buckled down, and he strikes out McNeil on 3 pitches. He gets him swing on a 4-seam fastball up in the zone. They gets him to foul off a fastball on the inner half, and then he goes to that slider to get McNeil to chase.
0-2. Got him to chase for strike 3. Anthony Banda gets out of the bases loaded jam. The Dodgers up 2-1. 1 win from a pennant.
Massive sequence right there. Absolute grapefruits by Anthony Banda. But welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Let's read some comments here. Who got the NLCS MVP? It was none other than Tommy Tanks. Tommy Edman takes home World Series MVP. We got tons of super chats. I'm going to read these super chats, guys. I got my producer, Tony Taters. Shout out to Tony Taters and the gang. Syntheside says, Mets should have gone with Mayor McCheese for Game 6. Oh, well, wait till next year. Yeah, I'm sure that Grimace is crushing some more supersized Modelos right now. Young West, $2 super chat. What we asked for, go Tani. What we got, go Tommy. LFG, that's a comment of the show right there. That's a comment of the show. You got go Tani and go Tommy with Tommy Edman, who takes home the World Series, the NLCS MVP.
You win. Perfect.
Victor Banos, $20. Nothing going to stop us now. 4 more for the parade. Willie T, $5. Tommy, put him to bed, man. There we go. That's a fire take. You guys are bringing it.
Fire take.
You guys are bringing it. Jason Alamilo, $4.99. Yeehaw! WGAF Dodgers, baby. D-Max, let's see them Kike moves. I'll stand up and give you a little belt bumper. I like to call the Kike celebration. That's the low 4 right there. Then we got Genevieve Gallion, $19.99 super chat. Goosebumps never stopped this season. Yeah, it's been a special season. 43 comeback wins. Shohei Ohtani's 50-50 season. They face so much adversity when you consider the fact that they have the pitching staff that leads Major League Baseball with most time spent on the injured list. You lost your Game 1 starter. You lost your ace in Tyler Glasnow. You lost Gavin Stone, who was your most dependable pitcher all season long. Clayton Kershaw doesn't return after the toe injury. Bobby Miller doesn't take the next step in his development. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he's out for almost 3 months. Walker Buehler, he had a rocky entire season for the most part. He comes back, and he goes out there and he gives you a great start in Game 3. This team has overcome so many injuries, so much adversity. We know that they've had the bullseye on their back all season long. And how about Dave Roberts? Dave Roberts, who's already the winningest manager when it comes to overall win percentage through his first 9 seasons in the regular season. He's now won four NL pennants, and he should have won the World Series in 2017 if not for the Astros. He took that 2018 team that had a really rough start on the World Series hangover to a World Series title opportunity against the Red Sox. And that Red Sox team, we know they had some cheating issues of themselves. They lose that one. 2020 wins the World Series. And then this year he brings this Dodgers team back to the Fall Classic where he faces the Yankees. Dave Roberts deserves an extension tonight. Dave Roberts deserves to be this team's manager as long as he wants to, if he wins the World Series. But he certainly deserves an extension. But let's go down below in the comment section. D-Mag, I got teary-eyed. Grimace just turned Dodger blue. Who is Grimace? Grimace is the McDonald's mascot that has been the rally cry for the Mets because he threw out the first pitch and they went on a run to finish the year. And he's something that they've been doing. OMG, Mets, what happened? OMG is more like OMW, on my way to Cancun. Okay, no, respect to that Mets team. They were fighting all night long, and they weren't letting the Dodgers have this one easy. So give them a ton of credit. Got to give them credit because that was a really good Mets team that was one of the hottest team in baseball. But now it's bring on the New York Yankees. This is the Dodgers World Series, man. This is the year that this team wins the 162-game World Series. This is the year that they get that first parade since 1988. Dave has just been managing the hell out of these games. Will continue to break this one down. The offense, they exploded a National League Championship record 46 runs through 6 games. The pitchers, even when they didn't have it, they found a way. Even when they weren't at their best, they found a way to buckle down, grind out, and get the key outs that they needed. And Tommy Edman, man, Tommy Goatman, right? I mean, just absolute brilliance by the genius that is Andrew effin Friedman to go out there and not only kill it in the offseason where you spent $1.4 billion and you got the top free agent in the history of the sport. You added Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, and Teoscar Hernandez. You brought back Kike Hernandez after trading Manuel Margot. Let's not forget about that one. But the in-season moves, if he didn't make them, if this organization didn't execute on player acquisition at the deadline, this team wouldn't be where it is today. If you didn't go out there and get Jack Flaherty, who was the best starting pitcher that was traded at the deadline. If you didn't get Michael Kopech, who was the best reliever as far as production goes at the deadline. If you didn't go out there and get Tommy Edman, when people were like, why are the Dodgers need Tommy Edman? They already have utility man. They already have Chris Taylor. They already have Kike Hernandez, right? Why do they need Tommy Edman? Well, you know tonight. He is hoisting the NLCS MVP. So proud of this team. So proud of this organization. In the words of the great Kobe Bryant, the job is not finished. Job's not finished, but still, I'm excited and I'm enjoying this victory over a strong Mets team. And the Dodgers are back after clinching that pennant. Masterful job by Dave Roberts. The offense showed up. The superstars showed up. The role players showed up. The bullpen was all-time great stuff. Hey, bring on the Yankees team. Bring on that Yankees team. I want that Yankees team. The pennant has been won, and LA is taking over the whole city, the whole state of New York. First you take on the Mets, then you take on the Yankees. So, yeah, I mean, just incredible. I mean, look at Shohei Ohtani. I mean, Shohei Ohtani's now 2-0 in the postseason. He's 2-0 in the postseason. He's won 7 games. Mike Trout hasn't won 1 postseason series. I mean, he's rescued from Anaheim. This is everything he's ever wanted. And then Kike Hernandez, hey, you're going to get that parade that you want. You're going to get that parade that you need. But let's jump back into this one, breaking it down, because a lot went down in this one. It was not easy. It did not come easy for the Dodgers. And like Vince Scully says, nothing ever comes easy for the Dodgers. Even with a 10-run explosion, this game was probably closer than you realize when you look at that overall box score. So jumping to the bottom of the third inning, Dodgers still up 2-1. Teoscar Hernandez puts a great swing on one, gets ahead in the count, gets a sinker on the outer half, 89 miles per hour. He singles to right. That brings up Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman, Tommy Goatman, he steps up to the plate and he finds himself in another 2-strike count. It's 1-2 in the count. Fouls off a nasty changeup out of the zone. Gets his bat on it just to stay alive. Then fifth pitch of the at-bat, he gets a 4-seam fastball up in the zone, and he crushes it for a 2-run bomb. That puts the Dodgers up 4-1. Tommy Edman, your NLCS MVP.
Edman drives this ball deep left center field. Back goes Nimmo. Clean up Tommy Edman. A 2-run blast.
There he is, Tommy Edman, round the bases, doing the Dodgers celebration, doing the home run celebration, and it was a great at-bat. I mean, you look at where he was in that bat, down 2 strikes in the count to work his way back, put a great swing on one, and get a 2-run home run, and that was the first home run that he had hit since September 18th against the Marlins. He had gone 79 ABs without a home run. He picked a great night to end his home run drought when the Dodgers needed it there in the bottom of the third inning to give the bullpen some breathing room, where they can go out there and have their bullpen pieces, find some margins to maybe have some failure, to have some cushion where if they do make a mistake, they're not in a deficit. Because once they would have hit a deficit, that would have changed the calculus for this game. Because once the Dodgers were trailing in this one, which they only trailed once when they were down 1-0 there in the first inning, that would have changed how you use Daniel Hudson, how you use Blake Treinen, especially if the Mets were able to get a lead. Dave Roberts, knowing you have to manage a series and not a game, might not have gone that aggressive with some of these relievers tonight. So giving him that big cushion, that kept the aggression on with his bullpen roulette. And with that home run, that gave him 11 RBIs in the NLCS. That tied a Dodgers franchise record set by Corey Seager in 2020. And then next batter, Max Muncy, he draws a walk. Muncy gets to second on a ball that gets to the backstop. So great job by the Dodgers offense, putting pressure on Sean Manaea, putting pressure on the Mets pitchers all night long. And that was it. Sean Manaea was done. All this talk about Sean Manaea and how he has his way with the Dodgers after the new sidearm release, how he looks like Chris Sale, and how he's the best pitcher still available in this postseason. The Dodgers got him to get just 6 outs. The Dodgers made it where he just went 2 innings. He was done. Maton comes in, and after a Kike Hernandez flyout, that brings up Will Smith. Will Smith steps up to the plate. You got Max Muncy on second, and a 1-0 count, and Smitty goes big fly, and the Dodgers get another 2-run home run to go up 6-1 in the third.
Smith lifts a high drive to center field. Taylor back. Here it is, gone.
The Clutch Prince, after struggling all series, getting moved down the lineup, he comes through. I seriously think I'm old enough to remember people out there saying, we need Austin Barnes behind the dish. Austin Barnes is a better hitter right now than Will Smith. When I tell you, I said, don't count out Smitty. The Clutch Prince has ice in his veins. Will Smith was going to come through because he had been hitting the ball hard all series. He just wasn't getting the results. So he hits a big bomb, and it goes into the net right over the batter's eye. Just a big, deep fly from Will Smith. And you saw the emotion, the frustration that he had been building up. He lets it all go. It's a big home run. And the Dodgers put up 4 runs there in the third inning. They take a 6-1 lead. Then top of the 4th inning action, the Dodgers sending the Dodgers sending Anthony Banda back out there. He gives up a single to Alvarez on the first pitch. Then he gets Lindor to line out to left. Then with a runner on first, he gets Nimmo swinging. Really nice pitch, four-seam fastball up in the zone. And then in comes Ryan Brazier. So here goes Dave Roberts. We got to make this move. The Dodgers just clinched the pennant with a bullpen game. I can't say that enough, how much that blows my mind. The Dodgers won the pennant with a bullpen game. That does not happen. That's extremely rare. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. But Brazier comes in. You got Vientos at the plate with the runner on first. And Vientos, he hits a two-run bomb. And Vientos cut that lead in half. And just like that, it's a 6-3 game. And a lot of outs left and a lot of pressure on the Dodgers with their bullpen pieces to finish the job. So it was just a bad pitch. He left a slider right out over the plate. Really not doing anything there. He didn't have the bite on it. And Vientos, he hit a mistake slider. He gets a two-run shot. Give the Mets credit. They were punching back as well, and they put up a big fight in this one. But it was the Dodgers' night at the Ravine. And then jump into later in this game when you started to get a little nervous. It was that top of the sixth. The top of the sixth, a big-time money inning there. Alvarez gets a leadoff single. Then a couple batters later, after a Lindor fly out to left and a Nimmo fly out to center, Evan Phillips, he walked Vientos on 5 pitches. And he was missing badly with the sweeper. He was missing with that sweeper glove side. He was missing with the four-seam fastball up in the zone. And then Pete Alonso at the plate with runners on. Pete Alonso at the plate with a great opportunity. This was really terrifying. Yeah, the bases loaded, and he walks to load the bases. So he walks him on 4 pitches. He was missing badly. I mean, that sweeper was just missing glove side. He could not locate that sweeper. And the four-seam fastball in the bottom of the zone, that was pretty close there. But still, you got the bases loaded and Jesse Winker at the plate. You don't have a lefty to go to. You've already used Anthony Banda. Alex Vesey is in the bullpen, but he's not on the roster. He's not ready to go. So you had to have Evan Phillips in that matchup going up against Jesse Winker, one of the better hitters during this postseason. And credit to Evan Phillips. He falls behind the count early, misses with a sweeper down the zone, but then he goes to that four-seam fastball. He dots at 96 mile per hour here on the corner, and that changes everything. You need to set up the sweeper with the four-seam fastball because good teams, good hitters, they're going to spit on those pitches. They're going to lay off it and force you to work in the zone. Evan Phillips finally finds the zone, and then you got a 1-1 count there in the third pitch. Winker, he fouls one off, and on the 1-2, he strikes him out. He gets him to fly out with a nice sweeper. So, yeah, I mean, that was the perfect pitch right there. You go with that sweeper, bottom of the zone, gets him to try to extend on it. He flies out to left, and no damage done. The Dodgers still have a 6-3 lead, yet the bases loaded. The reason why the Dodgers won tonight, the number one reason why the Dodgers won tonight was limiting those opportunities, limiting their success with runners in scoring position. They held this Mets team that had opportunities all night long. All night long, they held them to a 2-for-9 with runners in scoring position. They left 13 men on base. The Dodgers, on the other side, they go 5-for-17 with runners in scoring position. They were able to come through in big spots. So give credit to the Dodgers bullpen because, my man, they were out there pitching, executing pitches in big spots, even when they were not at their best. They were digging down deep and finding ways to get big outs in big situations. So 4 more wins, guys. Say it with me, 4 more wins for your Los Angeles Dodgers. But let's go back in the comments section. Got tons of super chats. They're all going back to that Teoscar Hernandez extension fund. You are going to see those. Let's keep reading these super chats, guys. We got Shuey now from Sneaky Panda, $2. We got Anthony Keene, $4.99. D-Mac, bro, we're going back to the ship. What up, Anthony Keene? Miggy, the tech enthusiast. Can we get a Dodger dog of the game for my boy Blake Trinan? A $10 super chat. Absolutely. Blake Trinan, certainly a Dodger dog of the game. We're going to get to Blake Trinan in a second, but I got the whole team collectively. Andrew Friedman, Brandon Gomes, everyone from the coaches to the trainers to the entire development staff, everyone, organization gets a Dodger dog of the game. But here's one from my man Blake Trinan.
Dodger dog of the game.
And then JoJo, 199 super chat. Tommy is a switch hitter. Tommy, 2 bats. I love that. Avery Scallion, 499. Thomas the Tank Engine, making Mets grimace. Ricky Hodgson, $2. Let's get those Yanks. They owe us for 77 and 78. Walgreens, 27. Richmond, 199. Thank you so much. Let's keep going down below. Let's see what you guys got to say. What are your thoughts on this big win? What's up, D-Mac? It feels like 1988. We live, LOL, from Lynn M. James Babin. I'm so excited for this World Series. Let's go blue. Double digits, I call it, from William Andrews. The infamous El Guapo. Remember when the ESPN experts said the Padres would beat the Phillies to go to the World Series? Yeah, how about those ESPN experts? 22 out of 27. You guys know I keep receipts longer than CVS. 22 out of 27 picked the Padres to beat the Dodgers in the DS. Now the Dodgers, they're going to the World Series, and the Padres have been in Cancun for weeks now. I love the bullpen dogs. Woo! From Paul C. Tommy gun sprayed hits all series. He did. And we saw singles early, but it was the slug that put him over the top and won him the NLCS MVP. King Yellowman, we won the pennant with 2 bullpen games. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It truly is. It's a testament to Dave Roberts. It's a testament to everyone within this organization to set up the matchups, to go out there and make sure that these guys completely understood their roles, and they went out there and they performed well. Jim H, take a shot. D-Max, super chat. What up, Swelling Sausage? Colossal Jaguar in the house. Pika Peep, the era of the starting pitcher could possibly be over after the season. I love TBD. TBD is the new ace, right? TBD, meaning to be determined. When you see it in the probables page for pitching, is, yeah, they went out there and they did it. Purple Jesus, D-Mac, what's up, my man, Purple Jesus? I can't read that one. Nelson, today it wasn't the MV2 or MV3, it was MV9. Even KT3 got a hit. Yeah, I mean, everyone was criticizing Chris Taylor, but hey, he went out there and he did it. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, you got Yankees, you got Dodgers, and not only that, you got superstars going at it. I mean, it's the first time in big league history you have 2 50-home run hitters from the regular season. They're going to play each other in the World Series, and you also have 2 MVPs in Aaron Judge, and you have an MVP in Shohei Ohtani. You have MVPs in Freddie Freeman, and Clayton Kershaw is not participating, but he's there somewhere. And then you got Mookie Betts, and it's going to be the 12th time that these 2 franchises face off. That ties the Celtics and the Lakers for the most common championship round match in Major League Baseball, NBA, NFL, and NHL. So now it ties that. The Dodgers are 3-11 all-time versus the Yankees in the Fall Classic. But let's continue to break this one down, because this team, everyone that deserves a shout tonight really should get one. I mean, the winning pitcher tonight was Ben Kasperius, who went an inning and a third, gave up 2 hits and a walk. The save goes to Blake Trinan, who went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, gave up a run on 4 strikeouts. And we're going to talk about Blake Trinan because he is the rock at the back of the Dodgers bullpen now, and we saw him close it out in the NLDS, and we saw him work his magic again tonight with more run support than he had during that series. But you also had an offense that was still relentless. The thing I love about this offense is it was all gas, no brakes. They did not want to get up. They did not want to have it where you're up 3 runs and then a grand slam or a big inning. All of a sudden you blink and you're trailing in that one. They didn't want to leave it to chance, so they were hungry. They continued to tack on more runs. They continued to add more offense. Bottom of the 6th inning with Stanek. Remember when Stanek was on the Astros? It's not a balk. It's not a balk. Stanek on the mound for the Mets. Will Smith, he draws a 4-pitch walk. And then Taylor, he lays the bunt down. And Smith gets to second on the play. Then Shohei Ohtani, great at bat by Shohei. He falls behind the count 0-2, takes 3 straight balls, fouls off the 6th pitch. Then on the 7th pitch of the at bat, he singles to center. That scored Smith. The Dodgers up 7-3. So great job by Shohei Ohtani tonight. I know he didn't get the home run. I know he didn't win the NLCS MVP like I had predicted, but the at bats that he did have were extremely impactful for this team. Because what you couldn't have had in this one, you couldn't have had an early deficit. You couldn't have had them trailing, because like I said earlier, what that would have done to the bullpen management. If Dave Roberts thought they were going to lose this game, they would have punted on the bullpen and they would have lived for Game 7, knowing you don't have an limited amount of limited amount of bullets for your bullpen. And he realized that early on. So for Shohei Ohtani to start the game off the way he did with a leadoff single to center, his single at the beginning of the game, that led to the Edman double, which led to the Dodgers going out there and scoring 2 runs and getting that lead back and erasing that deficit right away. And then later in the game, it was a valuable insurance run. Bottom of the 6th inning, that single to center that scored Smith to put the Dodgers up 7-3, and then also knocked Stanek out of the game. The Dodgers go on to face Reed Garrett, and Reed Garrett did his job. Betts did ground to a fielder's choice at third. They got Ohtani at second, and that had Taylor advance to third. So you had runners on the corners and Teoscar Hernandez at the plate. Betts was able to steal second to put runners on second and third. And Tommy Edman, for once, doesn't come through. He ended up grounded to second. So they do get 1 run on 1 hit. It's a 7-3 game after 6. And then you jump to the top of the 7th inning. Daniel Hudson on the mound. Daniel Hudson came out there, and he was executing pitches, but wasn't at his best. I mean, that's what one of the themes today was it's not like it's the bullpen that we saw in Game 4 of the NLDS, where it was lights out, every single at-bat. It felt like everything that went their way was inevitable, right? It wasn't like that in this one. They had to grind through some at-bats. They had to execute pitches and just gut out some of these at-bats, and Taylor gets a 1-out single to left. And, yeah, I mean, the 4th pitch, the at-bat to Taylor, he did get squeezed. That should have been a strike. That should have been the 2nd out, and that is a situation that we are aware of. It's a situation that we've experienced all season long, right? I mean, umpires are umpires, right? But still, the next batter, McNeil, he singled to center to put runners on the corners, and then Alvarez gets a sac fly to right to make it a 7-4 game. Really nice sequence against Lindor with the runner on first. He gets ahead in the count 0-2, throws 2 balls, 5th pitch to the bat, nasty slider to strike out Lindor to end the innings. But still, the Dodgers score 7 runs, and the game wasn't over because the Mets had put up 4 runs, and there still was a lot of pressure because Kopech's already out of the game. Evan Phillips is out of the game. Banda's out of the game. A lot of the dogs were back in the cage. We're back in the kennel, right? You did have Blake Treinen at the end, but still, there's no guarantees that he was going to go 2 innings at that point or that he was going to be 100% on. And then bottom of the 7th inning, the Dodgers do have a little thing going. Muncy was hit by a pitch, but they weren't able to capitalize on that. And then top of the 8th inning, a clean inning for Blake Treinen. Blake Treinen, nastier than a gas station bathroom tonight. Blake Treinen, an absolute dog tonight. He struck out Nimmo, nasty sweeper down the zone, struck out Vientos, sweeper down the way, just off the plate, gets him to chase. His stuff, he really does move more than military family. It truly is pitchcraft, the way it's pure sorcery. It's a wiffle ball out there. It doesn't make sense. And he strikes out the side in the 8th inning. Also got Alonso with the nasty sweeper as well. Got him to chase at a pitch well off the plate. And then bottom of the 8th inning, you think the Dodgers are okay with the 7-4 lead? You think the Dodgers are content with having Blake Treinen have to go out there in the top of the 9th in a 7-4 game? No way. They wanted more. They were greedy. They were relentless. And give Chris Taylor a lot of credit. CT3, he is batting leadoff that inning. He gets a single to center off Kodai Senga. And Chris Taylor tonight goes 2 for 3. So he did a nice job turning over that lineup, giving Shohei opportunities, giving Mookie opportunities. Very next batter, Shohei Ohtani. He draws a walk on 6 pitches to put runners on first and second with Marcus Lynn, Betts at the plate. And Mookie steps up to the plate. Really nice at bat. He's down 1-2 in the count, loads the count full, 6th pitch to the at bat. He takes a cutter. He doubled to left to add on another run that put the Dodgers up 8-4.
On a payoff, Betts rips the ball deep left field towards the corner. Nimmo on the run, won't get there. It's off the wall. Here comes Chris Taylor, a double from Betts. Insurance for the Dodgers, 8-4.
Yeah, they got that insurance tonight. They got that Apple Care, right? They got that insurance. An 8-4 game. You're feeling even better about their chance of winning this one. And then Teoscar Hernandez, great at bat with a runner on third. He hits a sac fly to right to add another run to make it 9-4 LA. Then a couple batters later, Kike Hernandez with runners on first and second. He singles to right. And just like that, the Dodgers in double digits. They take a 10-4 lead.
Base hit to right. Edman turns the corner and comes home. Throw goes to third. Run scores. Muncy's safe. Double digits again for this offensive machine.
What a beautiful at-bat right there. Jumps on the first pitch, a four-seam fastball on the outer part of the plate. He's not trying to do too much. Just gets his bat on the ball, goes to right field, goes with the pitch, and you're up 10-4. Then top of the ninth inning. Blake trying to back out there. You have Kevin Kiermaier in center field as a defensive substitution. Jesse Winker at the plate. He strikes him out with a sinker top of the zone. He gets Marte to ground to the pitcher. Then Taylor, he gets a single to center, a two-out single to center. And then Taylor took second on a fielder's indifference. That brought McNeil to the plate. Jeff McNeil, he singled to right to score Taylor to make a 10-5 game. And then Alvarez at the plate, first pitch, he grounds out to second. Max Muncy squeezed it at first. Dodgers win the pennant. Dodgers win the pennant. They advance to the World Series to take on the Yankees. What a incredible night at the Ravine. What a fantastic job by this Dodgers team going out there, getting the job done. And I said it before the game, tonight was a must-win. Tonight was a must-win. And they went out there and they did it. Because, look, you didn't want to just look at how Shaman Nye had a really great start in Game 2, right? Great start in Game 2. Then in Game 6, the Dodgers got to him. He threw just 2 innings. Walker Buehler, really nice start in Game 3. Second time, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees that he's going to have that same level of success. So that was why it was so important for the Dodgers to go out there tonight and take care of business. And then Tommy freaking Edman. Who had Tommy Edman winning the NLCS MVP on their bingo card? If you did, we're going to Vegas tomorrow. DM me on X. We're going to Vegas tomorrow. Do you have Michael J. Fox's Sports Almanac from Back to the Future 2? Because I'm pretty sure you do if you had that. And you look at the history of the Dodgers NLCS MVPs, Dusty Baker, Steve Garvey, Bert Hooton, Oral Hershiser, Justin Turner, and Chris Taylor both won in 2017. 18, it was Belly. 2020, it was Seager. 2024, it is Tommy Edman, who went 11 for 27, hit 407. He slugged 630, had 3 doubles and a home run in 6 games. He drove in 3 runs with 2 doubles in Game 4 against the Mets. And he hit a home run, and he doubled in the Dodgers clincher. So it's not like he was just some stat patter and getting garbage time stats at the end of wins or during blowouts. No, his extra base hits, his big hits came in wins, and they were extremely pivotal. Like I just said, Game 4, he drove in 3 runs with the 2 doubles in Game 4, and tonight he homered and hit a double. And he was responsible for the first 4 Dodgers runs of the game. His 11 RBIs, like I said, that tied a record. You match Maury Wills, Ron Fairley for the 1965 World Series, Bill Russell in the 1978 World Series, and he tied Corey Seager in the 2020 NLCS. So it's just incredible. I mean, the fact that he's not only stepped into a big spot, he's a switch hitter, so he can give you some versatility from that standpoint, but he's playing the most difficult position that's not the catcher. He's the guardian of the infield. He's the shortstop. Remember in 2022 when Trey Turner kicked the ball that cost them Game 2 against the Padres and they ultimately lost that series? You didn't have to worry about that this year. You had dependable shortstop play. Remember earlier in this postseason when Miguel Rojas, who can play shortstop at a Gold Glove level, he didn't make that play. The Dodgers lost that game because he was dealing with that abductor injury, that torn abductor. So Freddie Freeman, man, unbelievable. I mean, a postseason series record. 11 hits, 11 RBIs in 6 games in the NLCS. Oh, and here's a reminder. He's back next season. He's still under team control for 1 more year. Okay, guys, so let's do tons more comments. We got Dan Inspiration, Tommy Ed MVP. I like it. Ed VP. Ed VP. How about that? Ed VP. Yanks will be a beast. I'm not worried about the Yankees tonight. We'll talk about let's celebrate being that other New York team, the Metropolitans, and then we'll worry about the Yankees. It's the LA takeover. The grimmest candle burned out from Brand Co. D-Mac Torta Ambassador. D-Mac, the real NLCS MVP from Nelson. Appreciate that. Juan Vargas Otani saving bombs for the Yankees. It's going to be electric. Otani at Yankee Stadium. The script writers really were in their bag this offseason. I said the Dodgers had the plot armor. Well, so do the Yankees. The script writers were in their bag. You got the World Series that everyone wanted, the dream World Series. It's going to feed families. It's going to be the highest rated World Series since, at the very least, the team that's now known as the Guardians and the Cubs back in 2016. But it's going to go down as one of the most viewed World Series in a long, long time. But, I mean, it's the offense, man. That's all we asked for was, can the offense not go cold? Can the offense not go on a milk box missing? Because what I asked for as one of my 10 keys heading into this postseason, can we get the regular season offense in the postseason? Well, turns out we've gotten something better than that. The postseason offense is better than the regular season offense in this series. The regular season, the Dodgers averaged 5.2 runs per game, right at the top of Major League Baseball, great against righties and lefties. This series, 10 runs per game. I mean, you look at what they're scoring in their wins. It's unbelievable. 46 runs. I mean, 46 runs for the Dodgers this series, and then 10 runs tonight. You're seeing double-digit wins. I mean, 46 runs is incredible. 7.6 runs per game. 7.6 runs per game. I asked for the regular season offense. I got that and then some. 7.6 runs per game with a bullpen that's this lights out and this gritty. They're a gritty bunch, and that's what makes it so exciting. But we need 4 more from Jack Gray. I got the Dodgers winning the World Series in 6 from Elijah Mendez. Yeah, I'm going to read a ton of your comments now, guys. Aaron Vega Grimace got kidnapped by the cartel for coming to Cali. That's kind of interesting. We got San Hodo. Let's do some more. We got Champion in New York. Bring on Verdugo. Yeah, bring on Verdugo. Let's not forget that Alex Verdugo is the same guy that called the Dodgers 2020 World Series a 60 gamer. A 60 gamer. Well, I really hope the Dodgers remember that Alex Verdugo said that. I really do. I really hope that's on some of these players' minds because, hey, man, that's definitely a moment that a lot of those guys cherish. So to minimize that, that's definitely not something they're probably not happy about. So, yeah, just unbelievable. The Dodgers were just less than 2 weeks ago, they were down. Less than 2 weeks ago, they were down 2-1 in the NLDS. They were down 2-1 in the NLDS. Fast forward to almost 2 weeks later, they are facing the Yankees in the World Series. That's how quickly things can change in this sport. We got Grimace stuck in traffic. That's from Zardy201. I like that. Purple Jesus. I put $20 on Edman for the NLCS MVP. Oh, wow. Well, credit to you, man. Appreciate that. Send $5 super chat after the game for saying you did. Give you credit for that when you did call that NLCS MVP for Tommy Edman. So I want to give you credit for that. So, yeah, I mean, some of you guys were seeing it. So, got to give you credit for that one. Definitely. Everyone wins tonight, right? Everyone in Dodgerland wins tonight, and you certainly are one of those fans that definitely had that on your mind. But unbelievable. I mean, you had fireworks going off all over LA right now. I mean, you also get, I think it's $100,000 for Tommy Edman, right? From his contract for winning NLCS MVP. So Tommy Edman's $100,000 richer. So, yeah, I mean, look, I've been doing this show since I went to Seoul, South Korea to cover the Dodgers in Seoul, South Korea. I was at spring training for weeks. I was at opening day. I've covered this team all season long, been to 70-plus games. I'm in the studio now. But I was told that this wasn't a World Series winning team. I was told this team wasn't hungry enough. I was told that Dave Roberts couldn't lead this group of men to the promised land in October. Turns out the Doomers are wrong, man. And also, Miguel Vargas died for this, man. Appreciation for Miguel Vargas. He was the sacrifice in Chicago. And Tommy Edman, man, he deserves it. He deserves it for winning that right there and just overcoming some of these. I mean, there was a time when Kevin Biggio was starting for this team. Nick Ahmed was starting for this team, right? I mean, this team has looked very different throughout this season, and they overcame a lot of obstacles, and now they're 4 wins away from baseball immortality. And I cannot wait. We got to give Miguel Vargas a ring for helping tonight and getting them Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech. So yeah, I mean, it's special stuff. It is special stuff tonight for your boys in blue, man. Just great stuff. We got a $9.99 super chat from DMAC Jr. Let's see. Let me read the more of the super chats down below. We got 4 more wins. Let's go Dodgers. Daniel Macy. Call me for friction. $4.99. Surgery reversal soon. Good. And Dodgers going to the World Series, sir. What a good week. Pray for the Dodgers team, y'all. We got Trailblazing $5. World Series bound. Hashtag I love LA. Rest up. Get healthy. Fight starts Friday. I like that. DMAC Jr. $9.99 super chat. Trying to figure out how many catalytic converters I got to steal for 1 World Series ticket. That's a fire take. That's a fire take. And a little bruh right there. But give you some love.
Bruh.
Yeah, get those kidneys on Craigslist, man. Start those GoFundMe pages because it is not going to be cheap. It is not going to be cheap to go out and get to the World Series. So, hey, you're not going to remember that money 20, 30, 40 years from now. I will say that. It's kind of what I always say about buying tickets. But, yeah, pretty cool stuff to see that. But, yeah, back to the World Series, man. Tommy Tanks, the bullpen, Dave Roberts. Just great, humble guys that just love each other and they want to win. I mean, Kike Hernandez said today before the game about how the 2020 team, they started the year in spring training as good friends and this and that, and then by the end, they were blood brothers. I think that's the same thing with this team. Just the bonds, the close relationships, the fact that they have these watch parties during the time off, that they didn't drive in their own individual cars down to San Diego. They all went in the team bus, and it was like a party bus vibe. This team, you can feel that they want this for themselves, but also for each other. I mean, Brent Honeywell saving the guys so he could have the dogs for this one. This is, look, I can say this now. I mean, this is my favorite Dodgers team that I've ever really seen. I mean, 2017 was great, but this is on a whole nother level because if this team goes on to win the World Series, I mean, they're going to be mentioned as one of the gutsiest teams ever that also had superstar talent, right? And I will remind you this, that the teams remaining after the Guardians went out, they had the lowest payroll of those, right? The Mets and the Yankees have higher payrolls than the Dodgers. So, I mean, it's just really an amazing feat for this team to go out there and accomplish what they accomplished and overcome what they did. I mean, imagine if the team was at full strength, man. What would this team even look like at full strength? But what they've done is they've captured the magic. They've captured that October magic that's tough to define, but you know it when you see it. And Tommy Edman tonight, it was October magic. I mean, 4 RBIs, first 3 innings. He got the Dodgers on the board, and it was just a great night at the Ravine, and we'll see what it looks like moving forward as far as who's going to be available for that postseason roster in the World Series, right? I mean, do you get a Brusdar Graterol, Alex Vesia? What's the deal with Joe Kelly, right? I mean, it's going to be a lot of questions that we're going to have answered, and it's just great, man. Pinstripes versus Dodger Blue. Pinstripes versus Dodger Blue. I mean, it's going to be special, man. It's going to be absolutely electric. It's going to be electric, and I do think the fact that you won at home, you clinched at home for the division, you clinched at home for the NLDS, you clinched at home for the NLCS. Well, today was 36 years. Dodgers haven't won a World Series at home since they beat the Yankees in 1963. So wouldn't that be extra special for them to go out there and do that? It absolutely would. So a Pennant clinching at home, man. I mean, it's special stuff. Special stuff. But let me know down below in the comment section, what is your first take? You got to give me a first crack at the Yankees, man. You got a series prediction. We got JWRE $4.99 super chat. Edman the next for call. Solid bat from both sides of the plate, but he also plays awesome defense, infield, outfield. Don't have to pay him Seager money either for shortstop. Look, I mean, I think a lot of these guys are guys that are extension-worthy guys. I mean, Tommy Edman certainly is. If you go into the lab and you try to make the ultimate Dodger that Andrew Friedman likes, as far as utility guys, he's the super utility man, but he does it at the premium positions, right? I mean, he plays center field and shortstop. He's already won a Gold Glove at second base. He doesn't turn 30 until May next season. He's certainly a guy that you'd want to see in your organization for a long time, especially after what he did. Let's not forget, his mom grew up a Dodgers fan. He's got California roots. He's excited to be playing in this organization. And then you also get Kike Hernandez. He's on an expiring contract as well. Dave Roberts. There's guys that are definitely going to be taken care of, especially if you win 4 more games. It's going to take it another level right there. So, yeah, that's some awesome stuff right there. So, I absolutely think that you'd want to see him around much longer than just this next couple of years. So, tonight he just absolutely proved how big he is on a big stage. We got Freddie Freeman should explode. He's just there for come on. Freddie Freeman's been inspiring them. That's how rally these guys. I can tell you that firsthand from talking to some of these players, the inspiration and the fact that they've told me that, look, this is someone who should be on the IL for another 3 or 4 weeks, and he's out there giving it a go. Hopefully we get our Freddie Gibson moment, right? He's Freddie Freeman. He's Kirk Gibson 2.0. So here we go. We got a $9.99 super chat from Some Kind of Wonder. Let's break all these Yankees fans' hearts, man. They're the worst, and their crowds are quiet as a church mouse at Yankee Stadium. We, the class of MLB, and they're the past century. Yeah, I definitely think that you can say that they're the marquee franchise, right? They have 27 World Series titles to the Dodgers 7, but the Dodgers are the preeminent team right now in baseball, and they're the biggest draw. They're the biggest draw right now, and it's because of a Mr. Shohei Ohtani and the fact that Shohei Ohtani moves the needle. Shohei Ohtani is the biggest superstar in the sport. They've got superstars, but let's not forget, Shohei Ohtani is the face of Major League Baseball worldwide. So I agree. The Dodgers are it right now. The Dodgers are absolutely it right now, and that's certainly top of mind for sure. And we're going to have tons of time to break this down, too. I'm already thinking about Jack Flaherty. What version of Jack Flaherty are you going to get? Him pitching in cold weather, what does that mean? Walker Buehler, do you line him up to pitch in cold weather? The Yankees and the Mets, same city. The Dodgers now have the benefit of playing in that environment, in that atmosphere of New York, but then you times that by 50, that's what the Yankees crowd is going to be like. Because I know it's not like Yankees crowds in the past, but it's going to be big. It's going to be electric. And having the Dodgers there with Ohtani, it's going to be as electric as it possibly can be. And then the Dodger Stadium crowd is going to be that. Also, give credit to the Dodgers for finishing with the best record in baseball. You got home field advantage in the World Series. So it's awesome. D-Mac breaking out of his slump at the right time. We will need your bat, my man, XTC. Hey, you saw tonight the big bomb from Smitty. And yes, there's no pictures of us at the same place at the same time. But yeah, Will Smith, I'm hoping that this is a momentum building moment for him, and then that translate beyond this series, and he goes out there and he has a big World Series. So it was great to see him and Teoscar Hernandez at the very end go out there and have big moments. We got my throat hurts from screaming and yelling so much, but I'm happy. That's from Carmen Alexander. Luis Alvarez, I have Dodgers win in 6 or 7 games. We've got Buehler 1, Yama 2, Sacrifice Lamb 3, Flaherty 4. Yeah, so you're already lining up your bullpen. Tomorrow on Dodgers Dugout Live, be on the lookout for that, guys. So we're going to break down this series. We'll have some guests on. It's going to be a big week at Dodgers Nation for sure. Dodgers in 6 from Darren McManister. We got Dodgers in 4 from Paul Gutierrez. Boys in blue in 6 from Jeremy. Gary A. Dodgers in 5. Ray Soda NY versus LA. Japan will be fire. Victor Banos, Dodgers in 7. N-Rocks, Dodgers in 6. John, Dodgers in 5. Jeff, Dodgers in 7. Let's keep it moving. More super chats. Mike Lopez, can I defer the payment on my World Series tickets? Yeah, that's what I was saying last week. Just got to do the Shohei thing, man. Just defer it 97%, and you're going to be just fine. I guess that's called a credit card. So you could possibly do that, Mike Lopez. But that's a fire take for sure. We got some more. We got Sackzilla, Vesia, and Bazooka in. Knack and Henriquez out. Barry says Dodgers in 7. Dodgers in 6 from Paul C. A $2 super chat from Trailblazing. Hot take, Dodgers in 6 at the World Series. D-Mac, what's up, my man? We got Tiza winners, sign them. Rod Wilson in the chat, Dodgers in 4. Landon Knack, we thank you for your service, but hope you're not on the World Series roster. That's from Crypto Bill. Apes against the Machine, $5 super chat. What's your starting rotation for the World Series? I have Game 1 Walker Buehler, Yamamoto, Game 3 Flaherty. That sounds about right. You got to kind of have to push Walker Buehler back, but on the same token, I think you could also go Yamamoto too. He's going to have the rest that he needs, and Flaherty's going to. That's a really, really good thing. It's like you were really seeing a taxed Jack Flaherty who was under the weather. So hopefully we get more Game 1 of this series Jack Flaherty than the Game 5 version of Jack Flaherty. That's going to be big as well. And you're going to have to sprinkle in those bullpen games, and you're going to hope those guys are effective, and hopefully you'll get an influx of talent in that bullpen with guys like Alex Vesia back. We'll see if they decide to put Joe Kelly on the roster where he's at from a health standpoint, also Brusdar Graterol, but those reinforcements are on the way, and they're trending in the right direction. So we got 199 from Keanu Keeves. We got, why is Mariachi Joe MIA? Is he hurt? Hashtag Tortoise. No, he's been kind of in the mix. He's just, you'll see some Joe Kelly at some point. Don't worry about that. That's not it, though. This team loves Joe Kelly. Brock says 4 more jobs not finished. D-Mac commits to swimming to Catalina if the Dodgers win the World Series, followed by a head shaving. That sounds like a deal. I'm down for that. Kiermaier had a prayer answered in Tampa. That's from Craig Dudley. Yeah, he definitely had a prayer answered, man. He's now on his retirement tour, and he's in the World Series, so that's great. My World Series ticks on layaway from Purple Jesus. Keep Henriquez and keep Knack off the World Series roster. El Machingon. I think it comes down to if you trust Henriquez, but I just think that some of these guys are going to be healthy, right? I mean, the locks are. The locks are going to be Michael Kopech, Evan Phillips, Daniel Hudson, Blake Trinan, Anthony Banda, Ryan Brazier. I mean, you already have the locks in there, and then does Honeywell come back? Because he proves that he can be a longman in that situation. Landon Knack is still a rookie. Maybe this is not the time for him, right? And if Brusdar is back, if Joe Kelly's back, and Alex Vesia is certainly back, then that's going to make it a difficult decision. So they're going to have to do some roster crunching, and we'll definitely break that down in depth this week. But I do think there is a world where, you do not see Ben Caspirius. I mean, I think you'd have Ben Caspirius than Landon Knack, because Ben Caspirius' stuff plays up, whereas Landon Knack is more of a finesse pitcher. He has to be able to land that curveball over for strikes. If he doesn't have that, it can be a rough outing for him. So I think you're looking for guys that have the best stuff that's going to play up, and they certainly have some guys to do that. Yang Yi, do you think the Mets fans will root for the Dodgers or the Yankees? I think they'll probably root for a meteor to hit the earth, probably. But no, I'd probably say they'll probably root for the Dodgers. They had to pick one. D-Mac, can they add Kirsch to the lineup? Kirsch is done. He's probably going to need toe surgery. So that's probably going to be the case. I'll say it again. Win the first 2 innings, win the game. Yeah, I mean, that certainly has been the case so far, for sure. And we're going to break down that Yankees lineup. We'll do some crossovers with some Yankees insiders, too. Ben should be on the roster. Don't mess with it. Ang says Kopech should never start again. He was wild and got lucky without damage. If you watched the pregame show, I warned you of the command issues potentially, but still, he was able to gut it out. You got to give him credit for that. But your Los Angeles Dodgers, they're back in the Fall Classic. My final thoughts tonight are, this is such a unique Dodgers team in the fact that you do have world-class talent. You do have some of the biggest superstars in the game in Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. You have all-stars up and down the roster. You have Freddie Freeman, who is hobbled and not at 100%. He's dealing with an injury. You have Teoscar Hernandez, and you have clutch guys that aren't all-stars, the Tommy Edmans and Kike Hernandez's of the world. But it's that gritty bullpen, and I just can't wrap my head around the fact that you made it to the NLCS, where you had pivotal bullpen games against the Padres in the NLDS, a team that many picked to win the World Series, against the Mets in the NLCS, multiple bullpen games to get the job done, and now you're going to rely on that in the World Series. This year is going to be studied for years to come by baseball ops departments around Major League Baseball, not just with the way they utilize their bullpen, the fact that you went out and had guys go multiple innings and you're going towards these matchups, you're giving Lindor and Tatis so many looks, so many different looks to try to keep them off balance, but also the acquisitions, the way they repaired things and they patched up this roster and they filled in their cracks during the season. This is a year that's going to be studied, and it's a great combination of top-end talent with role players that are coming through, with a manager that's truly coming into his own. I think tonight, one of the things you have to feel great about is the 2 guys that everyone was complaining about. I mean, you can even include 3 guys. Chris Taylor has 2 hits. Kike Hernandez, who, I mean, he has a hit. People were complaining about him earlier in the year. He goes and gets an optometrist that finds out what's going on with his eyes, and he turns it up. He has a great postseason. But Teoscar and Will Smith, both those guys finding it in Game 5, that was massive. And the stars showed up too. Shohei showed up. Mookie showed up. The MV2 certainly was there. And up and down this lineup, you just look at it as a whole, everyone, it really feels like they had their fingerprints on this win. Ohtani, 2 for 4 with the walk and RBI. Betts, 1 for 4, had the big double. I mean, everyone had their fingerprints on it. It's a great win. The first time the Dodgers have done that since 1988. But as the great Kobe once said, job not finished. You got 4 more to go. Dodgers, Yankees. The dream matchup is a reality, and it starts next Friday. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel, the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel in the game. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. I want to say I appreciate all you guys all season long. We've been on this journey together all the way back in spring training, all the way back in Seoul, South Korea, throughout the entire year. You guys have been rocking with us, watching Dodger baseball, living and dying through Dodger baseball, and now you guys are going to be rewarded with the series of a lifetime. Pinstripes versus Dodgers blue. You got the first time these two have met since 1981, and it's going to be a classic in the Fall Classic, and I can't wait. But that's going to do it, guys. Follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until